How long are you going to sit there like that?
Till my good luck finally kicks in.
Your luck is too unreliable. If you're waiting for a miracle, it won't happen. You're just wasting time sitting there when we could be out gathering evidence.
Youth. So impatient. Always asking when, but never why or how.
I can't ask why or how until we start gathering evidence. I've already compiled a list of possible suspects, and I've got a hunch regarding someone...
You can always ask those sorts of questions without evidence. Like, for example, why are there crumbs on the floor? How'd they get there?
What are you even saying? How do the crumbs from your breakfast have anything to do with this case?
And that, my dear protege, is where your inexperience really shows. You're far too concerned with the crumbs to understand the meaning behind my words. The crumbs themselves may not be important, but what they represent does. So, why are there crumbs on the floor? The obvious answer is that the killer was hungry. But why was he hungry? Is that what provoked this murderer to murder, you might be asking?
I can assure you, I'm not asking.
The murderer was impoverished, so he killed the rich as an act of vengeance.
Okay, I'm not going to entertain this fictional scenario any longer. I'm leaving for the victim's apartment without you if you don't hurry up.
You know what? I just had a hunch on where we should go.
Oh, really? And where does your hunch say we should go?
The victim's apartment. I'll grab my coat.
Are you kidding me?
What's wrong? You seem upset.
Of course I'm angry. You just copied what I said and pretended it was your own idea.
Oh, I didn't say angry. I said upset.
Does it really matter what you said? Quit trying to dodge my accusations. You do this every time.
Of course it matters. Upset means displeasure and angry means strong annoyance. If we don't get our words across, we'll never solve this case. You think Sherlock Holmes and Watson never hid their true feelings from each other? Of course not. They were the perfect pair, the greatest detectives of all time. And my heroes. So, are you upset or angry?
First of all, Sherlock Holmes isn't real. And secondly, you make it sound as if they were lovers.
Okay, first of all, just because they're fictional characters doesn't mean I can't idolize them. Second, who's to say they weren't lovers? You know, I read an interesting article in the paper the other day about homosexuals. I wonder what it's like to...
Okay, I get it. Can we just go?
But you never answered my question. Are you upset or angry? Angry it is! In here. Pardon my intrusion, fellow gentlemen of the law. We are here on behalf of our esteemed client, what's the broad's name again?
Miss Barlow. I can't believe you already forgot after I just reminded you in the damn car.
Yeah, that was her name. I apologize. I tend to disregard less important information in favor of our case facts. You know, I'm actually working 4 cases right now, so it gets a little cramped up in the old noggin.
First of all, the reason why it gets cramped in the old noggin is because information goes in one ear and out the other with you. And secondly, you're too focused on women on the street to focus on the case.
Ah, so you did see him, huh? I thought you were a little light on the loafers, huh? So which one did you like more, the blonde or the brunette? I found the blonde was more...
With all your blabbering, you've missed a very obvious clue. See? Dried blood in front of the doorway. Now do you see why I need to pay attention?
A clue? Or like a misdirection? There's no way the killer would leave such an obvious clue out in the open. So, from my personal genius deduction, I would assume that the killer murdered the victim in the room adjacent.
Of course you think that. You can't ever think logically, can you?
Of course I can. For example, I just recently switched from white bread to whole wheat bread after a kind lady in the grocery store explained the difference in nutritional values. You know there's an obesity crisis in our country right now? If everyone switched from white bread to whole wheat bread, then maybe we would...
Enough! Just shut up! Talking to you is like trying to explain physics to an infant!
Physics?
My point exactly!
My apologies, gentlemen. My assistant is going through a bit of an emotional state right now.
the hell was that just now?
They told us those private investigator types are oddballs. That was just crazy.
I don't think they'd be able to solve the case. That PI is crazy enough to be a murderer if he really wanted to be.
No, he's crazy. The assistant's pretty good though. Like, I don't know how he managed to even see the blood on the floor.
The only reason why they were able to find it first is because they sent a bunch of beat-dead cops instead of the actual detectives.
Crime is at an all-time high, so it kind of makes sense that we're the only people that they sent.
Besides, that blood stain over there could have been from the murder that happened here months ago.
No chance. The wife kept living here afterwards, remember? There's no way she would have not cleaned it. She probably hired, some poor old sap to come clean it all up.
Take a look around. This place is filthy. And besides, I heard the wife had been a little psycho after her husband was killed. She even isolated herself from home and didn't leave. I also heard from the landlord that this place was stinky. I heard that from the neighbors as well. It smelled before. It smelled before.
She couldn't have killed herself because the head was missing from her body.
Man, listen. We're not smart here, okay? We're both just officers. Why don't we leave it for the actual detective?
I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, I think we're getting in trouble, don't you? Why don't we split up and just look for clues? And also just to make sure that they don't get in trouble.
I was thinking the same thing.
Damn it.
Ew, this place is stinky. This is stinky. A mattress that reeks of the stench of blood. These culprits are too obvious. Hey you, make yourself useful and lift this.
Who the hell locks a closet door anyways?
You talking to me? Yeah, lift this mattress.
Why do I have to do that?
So this is the murder weapon?
Looks like it. Guess we can pack up. We're all done here.
I don't know. This bat lacks the weight of a normal wooden bat. I would know, considering I was a star player on our university's baseball team.
Good for you.
See, it was hollow. Now you're probably wondering, why would somebody hollow out a wooden bat?
Well, why would they?
To hide the key to the locked closet door.
Oh no. Oh, this can't be. Oh my god, they said the wife's head was missing from her body. I guess we found it. I'm gonna fucking be sick.
Oh,
put it down, stop laughing. You look like a psycho.
I just found our murder weapon.
That's the victim, not the murder weapon. Put her down.
Take a good look at this move, then you'll understand.
Get it away, I don't, get that away from me. What are you even talking about? What's so special about it?
You see, before I had the other half, it would have been impossible to determine the murder weapon, but now they can see we're dealing with a pretty smart criminal. Had it been anyone else, they probably would have gotten away with it. Unfortunately, they're dealing with the best. These eyes don't miss a single thing. Not a single clue will ever elude my detection. This photograph and this severed head.
I told you to get that away from me. Put it down.
My apologies. First of all, if you look at the wound on the neck, you can see that it was cut with a weapon that can cut with both sides, and with one of its sides having serrated edges. Plus, you can tell by just feeling the flesh of the wound that one side was cut with one side was hacked up and sawed, while the other was cut cleanly.
So you can get all that information just by looking at the head of the picture and putting them together as a whole.
Yeah, I can tell more than just that, though.
You can?
I sure can. You see, the murder weapon weapon was a shard of glass. It has one side with serrated edges and one side that can cut as clean as a well-sharpened butcher's knife.
So the killer broke the mirror and yanked out a shard? Like, look, that shard even has some blood on it. You think they cut themselves?
Yeah, so you do have a brain in there after all.
Hey, I'll have you know, I graduated
Pipe down, would you? I'm trying to tell you who the murderer is.
You insulted me!
Just shut up! I think the culprit's identity very intriguing.
No, it can't be. But she had the wounds on her hand.
Alright. Tell your boss to send some men over to this address. At this time, I'll get him a confession too.
Sir, yes, sir. What better place to look for a body than a fridge?
Sir, the bodies have already been found. We're looking for clues there, remember?
Oh, right. Then I'll switch my search from a body to a snack. Oh, never mind. I lost my appetite.
How did I end up with the biggest dimwit of the century? Sir, you okay?
Yeah, the floorboard broke my fall.
I don't think the floorboard broke your fall. You broke it.
Oh, seems I have. What's this?
It appears to be a journal, sir.
Linda Barlow.
Wait, isn't that the victim's name?
Sure is. Ooh, now this is interesting.
Hold on, tell me what it says.
It appears to be the confession of the murder of the husband. It's all written down here. Wait. This appears to detail the murder of the husband. But I thought that this murder was deemed unsolvable. But I'm a firm believer that no murder is unsolvable. You know, just last week, I lost my lucky socks, but I found it like last hit.
I don't care about the case of the missing socks, okay? I care about that journal. Now tell me what it says.
The wife did it. She wrote it all down here. She felt so guilty. So guilty, in fact, that she killed herself by cutting off her own head.
Wait, how would she be able to do that? Wouldn't she die before the knife would go all across the head? And besides, look at all the knives here. They're all dull and rusty. Hey, what are you doing, man?
I'm trying to cut off my own head with a knife. Clearly it didn't work, so she must have used something else. Has to be another type of weapon around here.
Hey, wait. You're right. She really did kill her husband. But wait, this doesn't make any sense. She never explained why she killed him. She just kept repeating about why she's sorry and how much she regrets it.
Beats me. I'm not his wife. If I was his wife, I'd definitely keep the kitchen cleaner than this. Anyways, I may not have solved the mystery, but I solved a mystery. Now I'm going home.
Wait, so that's it? You just leave it like that? What about the other mysteries?
You know, I think this mystery is like a jigsaw puzzle. I've contributed my pieces, and I'm sure someone else will fill in the rest.
What the hell does that even mean?
You know, if you would just listen to me
I'm
for a
done
second.
listening to you talk about your worthless evidence. I have everything I need right here.
Hey, that's pretty good. But it pales in comparison to my evidence.
What evidence are you even talking about?
You know what? If you're gonna be like that, I'm not gonna show you. You can see it in the paper tomorrow morning with the rest of the city.
I swear, you are the most!
What was that? I thought we were closed for today.
It's Miss Barlow. I invited her over to tell her I solved the murder of her mother's husband.
Why, thank you. You're
Please,
such a gentleman. I'm so grateful that you guys found the murder of my mother. I was absolutely terrified that you'd come after me next.
Well, why do you think the murderer is a man, miss? It could very well be a woman as well.
Perhaps. But you men are such brutes. It couldn't have possibly been a man. It had to have been a woman. Did you not see? I mean, it couldn't have possibly been a woman. It had to have been a man. Did you not see my mother's body?
I agree. A woman wouldn't ever just simply cut off the head of a victim and flee without cleaning anything up. They'd be far more intricate than that.
What are you insisting, Mr. Investigator?
Well, what I'm insisting is that you are the murderer, Miss Barlow.
I'm not in the mood for jokes, Mr. Investigator. My father died a few months ago and my mother was just murdered.
Well, I have all the evidence I need right here. Let me show you all this and open your eyes to the facts of this case. See that right there? That's a glass shard that was used for the murder. It has the same properties of the wounds on your mother's neck. And, you have any... You picked up the glass shard. You picked up the serrated edge because you're inexperienced and sawed cut right through your glove and leaving a scar. Did you not?
I most certainly did not. What is the matter with you? Why would you touch a woman in such manner?
Whoa! At least try to woo the woman before you get all hands-on with her.
Am I right in assuming that you got that injury on your palm from a glass shard?
And I'll tell you again, you most certainly are not. I was cutting vegetables. I was cutting
And you
vegetables.
left saw marks?
No, it was from when I was a kid. I went into my father's shed when I wasn't supposed to, and I got a hold of one of his saws, and I cut myself. It was an accident.
Are you sure you recover quickly? Unfortunately for you, I know a little bit about the human body, and I know that scar tissue fades over time. That, my dear, has not faded in the slightest. That wound is far too recent to have happened in your childhood.
Why would I kill my own mother? You don't even have any proof.
I can think of something. It has to do with this right here. Your mother's dear journal. It's a real tearjerker. She really poured her heart into this old thing.
How did you find this? I thought I hid this. How did you find this?
Wait, so the evidence you had was actually important?
Well, how about you sit down and tell us all about how you took revenge for your dear old father's murder.
Well, the night that she killed my father, he admitted to having an affair. And I wasn't home, and she tried to frame it as a break-in, and I found her journal, and she pretended to feel guilty about it, and it just made me so mad, and I couldn't take it, and I killed my mom. But you can't tell the police investigators, you can't. I would have lost the second in prison, please, you can't tell them.
Don't worry, Miss Barlow. I would never tell the police. After all, you've already told them for us. Boys!
Holy crap. Goofy eye transition.
Wait, somebody turn the light on.
Somebody is.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Happy birthday!
Guys, guys,
Oh, we're doing
guys,
that.
But I hear
guys.
you guys, I hear you guys like calling your
Happy
laugh.
birthday
to you.